Deep Down We Are Just Parents. Nyinawa Ryan here, and I can be found on the same on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So today is a really special episode for me because guess what? My son just turned 14. Thank you. Having a smoothie. So, wow. 14. Even I don't believe it. It's the other day that I was holding this child and wiping his behind. Please don't tell him I said that. But now we are in another phase. Even for me, it's a growth phase. We have come such a long way. It's been a roller coaster of a journey. Definitely one that I couldn't do alone because we are not islands trying to raise islands. There's a couple of questions people keep asking me, and I'm going to pick up a few that have come through. So the first one is from none other than Catherine Moraga. Hey Catherine, how are you doing? I'm going to try and be as candid with this response as possible. Oh. How come they don't like bathing? I don't know either. I wish I knew why they don't like bathing because truthfully speaking, I don't get it. Men, you have to be grooming. Grooming is very important for your hygiene. So please, give us a break, dear children, and take a freaking bath. And get deodorant, especially when they get to teenage. Wow. Yeah, body odor, as you grow older, is becoming a thing. So please get some deo for your kids. It's okay. The safer, the better. I will not tell you the brands. Just make sure that they're compatible with your own child. And how do you manage the young boy's food appetite? I would need a nutritionist for this one because even I need help. Now, hey. So Ryan the other day goes like, Mom, I'm going to just be eating a meal a day. Until now we are slimming. Excuse me? Before that becomes into a full-blown nutrition story, here is a tip about nutrition. I normally tell my son that if he wants to be a star athlete, the one thing that he needs to do most importantly is at least eat. And how do you handle the girl boy crushes? So in a soon to come episode, I will be talking to a parent who will share the same. So stand by for that one. Keep that on a pin somewhere in the back there. We will definitely have this conversation as a full-on story because even I am going through the same. Ryan has this thing that he likes girls, but he doesn't have a crush. And I know he has a crush on a girl. Girl, I see you. And I know. Mommy knows. Mommies know. Thanks, Catherine, for those questions. Anne, how has it been raising a teenager as a single mom? Is it challenging? Yes. Very, because we are now in the identity stage. More like we are now beginning to properly define identity for these kids. And the challenge has always been the parental influence over the friends that he has, over the nurturing space. So for me, the biggest challenge I have is he's very strong and independent and very charming. So I love that about him. The only struggle that I'll be honest to say is that we really struggle with defining what he wants. And definitely there's an episode I will do about this and possibly putting it in perspective. How do we nurture the skills? How do we nurture the man? Because now he's at teenage. He's susceptible to either teenage pregnancies, to drugs and substance abuse. And there was a really damning statistic that came out that mothers of single parents are more likely to raise children who are going to be into drugs, into substance abuse, or into teenage pregnancies. That may be true, but I would like to look at it from the flip side, where we are able to nurture the child to realize that these are realities that they face, that they have to keep it together and be sober through every decision that they make, just so that they're able to fight it out there. Another challenge is possibly being both breadwinner and nurturer, because I have to decide which hat I'm going to wear at what stage. There's moments where I must be very firm, and then there's moments where I have to be sensitive to his feelings, sensitive to his presence, sensitive to his awareness of my environment. So I need to watch over all of those things. And I thank God for my mom and my sister, who I don't have to know everything, and they are able to pack it and help me pack him together. They are all the strong influences that we have, my bro. So they are all influential elements that come together to help make this burden a little less of a burden. Josie! Hey Josephine, so good to hear from you. Thank you so much for your question. She's asking, what would you say to a young mother trying to manage and handle mom guilt amidst the unsolicited advice that constantly comes her way on how to be a better mother? Honey, let me tell you. I've watched my mom. My mom is a single mom, and she handled the three of us with such poise. Like, she's my proper role model. I would not even lie to you. So, mom guilt is definitely going to come, for sure. But the worst mistake you will ever make is wonder how the society is raising your child. There's this one time when he was about 5 months. And at 5 months, I was about 20 years old. So I was tinier than I am. That's the picture. So I was about very tiny, and he was bigger, he's growing. And someone had the nerve to say, Guy, kwani huyu ni mtoto analea mtoto? Utamleaje? Unatoa wapi pesa? That was a heavy statement. It's stuck. So that's how heavy the society can come down on a single parent. It's not easy. Mom guilt is definitely going to come. But my advice would be, at the end of the day, you know you are doing the best you can. So just give it your A game and learn to separate issues. Trust me when I tell you, it's not always going to happen. But practice. When you are at work, be present at work. When you are with your child, be present. Teenagers are the most difficult children to communicate with, because they're not entirely feeling open, or they want to feel like they're macho. They think you're shady too. Look at me. My son thinks I'm shady. Sorry, give me a minute. Just remember that they're not going to be young forever. And you are evolving just as much. So give yourself some love. My experience may not be the same as yours. I'd love to hear what your experience of raising a teenager is, because we are evolving together. This is Deep Down, we are just parents. My name is Nina Wara, and thank you so much for being with me on this episode. I look forward to hanging out with you next time. Let us see what we have next. Goodbye and God bless.